How are you? Today I brought a recipe for you to improve your gut health for those of you who suffer from constipation, dry stools, or an inflamed intestine that leaves your belly bloated and causes a lot of gas. You're going to love this recipe because on top of everything, it's absolutely delicious. It's a way for you to add these ingredients scientifically proven to help improve bowel movements and reduce intestinal inflammation. This recipe is so easy, quick to make, and has an amazing consistency. It's perfect for breakfast or an afternoon snack. Stick around until the end. You won't want to miss this. Also, this amazing recipe has no dairy, no flour, no gluten, and is also vegan. So it's suitable if you don't consume animal products. By the way, let me know. Do you struggle a lot with constipation? What's the longest you've ever gone without going to the bathroom? How did you solve it? Did you have to use medication? Did you try any homemade laxatives? Write to me down below in the comments. By the way, I have a playlist of natural homemade laxatives. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I'll leave the link down below in the description to help you out as well. If you can, take a moment now and give the video a like. This is super important to me because it shows YouTube that you don't just like this recipe here, but that you support my channel as a whole and that you trust my content. As always, I'll leave the ingredients down below in the description and in the first comment, so you can make these wonderful things at home, okay? So look, the first ingredient I have here is my papaya. Papaya is a fruit that is always closely associated with improving constipation because papaya is very rich in soluble fiber. Papaya has a high water content and really helps to form more fecal matter, hydrate the fecal matter, make the stool softer, and make it easier to pass. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the papaya here in my blender jar so we can blend it up. Along with the papaya, I'm also going to blend in the prunes. It's already pitted, okay? Ideally, if you're going to blend it, you should remove the pit or buy it already pitted so you don't damage your appliance, and obviously so the pit isn't left in there, right? Because we don't eat the pit. Prunes are very interesting because besides having a large amount of soluble fiber, they also contain sorbitol. And sorbitol is a type of natural sugar found in the fruit which draws a lot of water into the intestinal lumen. It slightly changes the osmolarity in the intestine, attracting more water to the stool. So it really helps to hydrate when the stool is drier, harder, when a person has more difficulty having a bowel movement or is afraid that it will be painful, or even of those fissures, you know? When you wipe yourself, it bleeds a little because the stool was so dry because it actually cracked and caused those perianal fissures. Prunes are super interesting. Of course, ideally you should add this to your daily routine, okay? One day helps, but ideally you should always keep these more natural, laxative foods in your diet and drink plenty of water to hydrate your stool. I told you about my playlist of laxative recipes, so this is a suggestion. Ideally, you should always have these laxative foods to help you if you suffer chronically from a more sluggish bowel. I'm also going to add ginger. Ginger helps a lot because it reduces the amount of gas we have in the intestines. Many people who are constipated end up with a very bloated, distended belly because the stool stays in place for a long time. So they ferment a lot there, causing the abdomen to become distended. Besides that, ginger is a powerful natural anti-inflammatory, one of the most studied, and it also helps reduce inflammation in the intestines. Let's blend this really well now. Also, remember, if you're new here, that I post new videos every day. So, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you always get my content. Let's blend this up, which is the first step to make a puree, and then there are even more amazing ingredients. Hold on, just a second. All right, I've transferred our papaya blended with prunes and ginger over here. Now I'm going to add 2 more types of fiber. First, I'm going to add oats, specifically oat bran, which is the outer part of the oat, in other words. So it has a lot of fiber, much more fiber proportionally than rolled oats, and it's going to absorb moisture here and help create a creamier consistency. And these oat fibers here will also really help with intestinal transit. And finally, I'm going to add flaxseed, which I just ground right before starting the recording here. Flaxseed is wonderful for constipation. Flaxseed, besides having a lot of soluble fiber, will already start to form more or less a gel here in just a bit. So this also really helps with intestinal transit. It also has healthy fats and contains precursors to omega-3. So, besides hydrating through the absorption of water, which comes from the oats and the soluble fiber, from the flaxseed, the prunes themselves, and the papaya, all of these will help with hydration. There's also the moistening of the stool thanks to the healthy fat that's present in the flaxseed. If you want to substitute flaxseed with chia, that works too, okay? And you don't even need to blend it, because with chia, people usually prefer to use it without blending, just letting it hydrate. You can see that the consistency is already changing, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to transfer it to this little container here, then I'll put it in the fridge so we can wait for it to hydrate and turn into a creamy mixture. And in a little while, I'll come back to show you how it turned out. I left it in the fridge for about an hour. Now I'll show you the consistency it gets. Try it out. You're definitely going to love it. Look at this. It almost looks like a papaya dessert. If you don't want it this creamy, you can even make it and eat it right away. Tell me, which consistency do you prefer? I'd love to see your comment. Tell me, what time are you going to eat this delicious treat? I suggest having it for breakfast so you can start your day with lots of fiber. But of course, it's also great as an afternoon snack. And regardless of that, the most important thing is that we manage to add these wonderful foods to our routine, like I told you. Remember, this has a lot of fiber. So remember to drink plenty of water to hydrate this fiber, which will help it fulfill its role. I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that really helps me out. And share it with someone who will enjoy it, someone who needs it. Let's work together to grow this chain of good. That's what I want here with the channel. Let's try it. It has just the right amount of sweetness. The papaya and prunes go so well together and you can hardly taste the ginger. It's really good. Same with the flaxseed. I mostly notice the texture of the oats, which are really well hydrated with the flavor of papaya and prune. So it's naturally super sweet, really tasty. I suggest you try it. It'll help you a lot. See you next time. Bye.